Disney Pixar, Wall-E. If you had lived during the early 29th century, you might have been cruising aboard a luxury ship. You might have thought no one was left on Earth, but there was someone there, and he had a very important job to do. He was the only one suited for the job, and when he finished it, all the people would be able to return to Earth. That someone's name was Wall-E, which stood for Waste Allocation Load Lifter, Earth Class. Wall-E was a trash compacting unit whose job was to clean up the polluted planet. He made the most of it by finding treasures in the trash every day. Wall-E liked his job, but he was very lonely. On his way home, Wall-E and his pet cockroach always passed the holographic billboards that played by and large commercials. B&L was the superstore that had controlled the entire planet. Centuries earlier, it had made these ads to invite humans to space for vacation-like cruises. The head of B&L had promised to clean up Earth while the people were away. Every night, as Wall-E settled into the trailer he called home, he put away the treasures he had found during the day. He also turned on a video of the movie Hello, Dolly. Wall-E hoped he might one day fall in love with someone, just like the people in the movie. Then he wouldn't be lonely anymore. One day, something different happened, and it changed Wall-E's life forever. It all started when Wall-E found a new kind of treasure that he had never seen before. It was thin and green, very delicate. Ooh, Wall-E was filled with wonder. He lifted his beautiful treasure and placed it in an old boot. Later that evening, Wall-E had heard a loud roaring sound coming from the sky. A probe ship landed in a fiery blaze, stirring up a dust storm. Out floated a sleek white robot with bright blue eyes. Her name was Eve. Wall-E fell in love instantly. Wall-E followed Eve like a puppy dog. He couldn't stay away from her. She appeared to be looking for something. Wall-E wanted to make friends with Eve, but she seemed wary of strangers. When Eve heard someone behind her, she fired her blaster arm. Luckily, Wall-E was hiding safely behind a boulder. Finally, Eve seemed to give up on her research. Wall-E approached slowly and showed her how he compacted trash. She told him her job was a secret. Then the two robots introduced themselves. Eva, Wall-E repeated, mispronouncing her name. Wall-E took Eve to his home. He wanted to show her everything. Then, Wall-E turned on his video of Hello, Dolly. He danced for Eve as the music in the movie played. He even tried to hold her hand like the people in the movie, but Eve didn't understand. Wall-E showed Eve the little green thing in the boot. That was when something strange happened. Eve zeroed in on the green thing, snatched it away, and locked it inside her. Then she shut down completely. Her only sign of life was a flashing green light on her chest.
Eva?
Wall-E tapped her timidly. Eve didn't answer or move. It was as if she was asleep. Wall-E tried everything to wake her up, but it was no use. Then, one day, the probe ship returned to pick up Eve. "Eva!" Wall-E cried frantically. He raced to the ship that held Eve inside. Then he grabbed on tight as it blasted into space. Space was full of wonders. As Eve slept inside the ship, Wall-E got a view of Earth that he had never seen before. The stars were beautiful. Wall-E wished Eve could share the sights that swept by him. At least he was near her and could keep following her wherever she was going. Finally, the probe ship reached its destination. "Ooh!" Wall-E stared in awe at the massive spaceship in front of him. It was the Axiom, one of the many luxury starliners in the BNL fleet. The Axiom housed a whole city full of humans. The people had grown very lazy during their centuries in space. Robots did everything for them. Soon, Wall-E and Eve were inside the Axiom's docking bay. The captain's robot assistant, Gopher, quickly whisked Eve away. Wall-E took off after them, eager to catch up with Eve. Then, a cleaner bot named M.O. joined the chase, determined to give Rusty Wall-E a good scrubbing. Wall-E raced through the Axiom, trying to keep up with Eve. Suddenly, a woman named Mary blocked his way. Desperate to get past her, Wall-E pulled the wires on Mary's hover chair. Her hollow screen shut off, and for the first time in her life, Mary turned her head to see the world around her. Wall-E waved happily as he moved past Mary. Wall-E followed Eve all the way to the Axiom's control room. He hid as the captain and his robot autopilot Otto entered. Otto quickly reactivated Eve. The captain pressed the green light on Eve's chest. Eve woke up. "Eva!" Wall-E gasped, delighted. Wall-E? Surprised. Eve motioned for him to be quiet. Meanwhile, the captain looked at his manual to find out what to do next. The captain learned that Eve's secret mission was to find signs of life on Earth. She had done that by bringing Wall-E's little green treasure, a plant, to the captain. The living plant proved that it was safe to return to Earth. But when the captain eagerly opened Eve's storage compartment, it was empty. The plant was gone. "Send her to the repair ward," the captain ordered, pointing to Eve and sighing with disappointment. Then he spotted Wall-E. The little bot rolled up to the captain and happily shook his hand. "And fix that robot as well. Have it hosed down or something. It's filthy." Otto ordered Gopher to take Eve and Wall-E away. The little cleaner bot M.O. suddenly appeared and followed, still obsessed with scrubbing Wall-E and his dirty trail.